Well, she happened again. 2 episodes in a row. Guess who it is? Her. She's back, doing her thing again. Not to be disparaging at all. Not at all. It's just 2 episodes in a row ending on a big ol' Nerine moment. Just feels wild to me. How you doing, everybody? Hope you're doing well. We're all probably certainly doing maybe a little better than our girl Yuzuriha at the moment. Wow. A lot going on now with her claiming responsibility for something that I in no way believe she did. She claims that she is the one who attacked Ringo, and I don't know that there's anybody at this academy that would believe such a salacious story, but she's put herself forward as the culprit. And I don't know why, but I get the distinct feeling that this is a girl who wants to be punished. Given what we know about her past, since we've started to dig into that a little bit, and everybody kind of thinking she's this like perfect person, just completely infallible and just morally superior, I get the feeling this is a girl that just wants to be punished, and she kind of does probably legitimately see herself as causing all of this from just everything that's transpired so far. But that's the general feeling I get, is that I think she just wants to be punished. So let's just get in and see how that goes. Lying in bed, I listen to the sound of a cold wind rattling against the window. I'm filled with an unnatural fatigue, like after catching a bad cold. Well, hopefully we don't do that again, because we do not need another cold arc. Lacking the will to move, I simply stare up at the ceiling. The absence of my inner drive has me thinking for the first time about how heavy our earthly bodies really are. Torso, arms, legs. The air seems to coil about them like lead, making even rolling over in bed feel like a feat. And why do I feel so utterly exhaustedly immobile? I mean, it always comes back to Neri. It's all because of that charade in Iznik yesterday. Nerine Komikado had announced that she was the culprit behind the werewolf of the bell tower incident. Despite their shock, the council members had questioned her rationality. How things went down, how she had come at Ringo, and why, if she was the culprit, she didn't admit to it immediately. With that statement, she launched straight into her explanation of her crime. Cutting me off when I tried to stop her, she scrupulously revealed the truth of the incident. In coordinating with my own rundown of the Wendigo incident, but bouncing those ideas off her turned out to have backfired spectacularly. Her description, replete with details only the perpetrator could possibly have known, served only to bolster her testimony. My cries to the contrary vanished into the ether. The ghost of a smile flickered across her pained expression. She whispered hoarsely. Her words were absorbed by the walls of Iznik, fading away into stone-cold silence. Jeez. Again! This is a girl that just wants to be told she's wrong, that she's bad. She wants to be punished, but not for this. This is not like this. All is ingrained. Like she wants to be punished for the things that she perceives as her having done out of awful like self-interest. The way that she's sort of the guilt she probably feels for molding Yuzuriha the way she has And this is all connected in just a weird way. It's all like this entire game so far, it's just all tangled up in layers and layers of really complex feelings that just, again, I don't know how you unravel in one season. At Sister Basquiat's frigid words, Neri turned to me with a smile like she'd been offered salvation. Yeah, like this, I'm finally getting what's coming to me. I tried to pull a Switzerland. It's my fault for trying to remain neutral. For trying to prevent the scales from tipping one way or the other, neither covering for nor accusing the perpetrator. While I was busy thinking how I might smooth things over without assuming responsibility, the high tide drew back toward the far horizon. Superimposed on the ceiling, I see the specter of Nerine Komikado. It's likely she's covering for the real werewolf. She must have determined the culprit from the information I gave her during my rundown of the incident, and then, just like I was trying to do, she covered for them. However, while my strategy had been dependent on something akin to an act of God, she chose to sacrifice herself. She hadn't known my intentions, or that I'd been trying to put the whole thing to bed, and so she'd hastily fingered herself for the crime. Wording, please. The effort of whispering the words out loud weighs me down even more. I feel like I'm made of lead, that I'm about to sink into the bed and be swallowed up by the mattress. A knock sounds at my door. Without the willpower to even respond, I simply continue staring at the ceiling. Well, they're just gonna come in anyway unless you lock it. Oh. A voice, accompanied by the sound of the door opening. Hey, how you doing? It's definitely a little weird. But, Ichigo Sasaki-kun's voice. Hey, how you doing? There's a note of fear in her tone. I suppose seeing me in this apathetic, doll-like state would do that. Seemingly reassured by the sound of my voice, she's back to her usual self. But what's this about a cold? All right. Faked being sick. Yeah, I understand that. I can understand probably just wanting to shut yourself up in your room for a few days and just like, you know, F the world right now. I'm kind of over it. Oh. I bet she did. I bet she did. Oh. My tone brooks no argument and renders her speechless. For a while, there's only the sound of the wind rattling against the window. A shadow falls across my face, and I can tell that she's approached the bed. As I lie there stiffly, like a tin woodman, she peers down at me worriedly. Probably not. Bet this is one of those all-nighters where you're just kind of up all night. Just like, well, all of this sucks, so I'm gonna spend the next 8 hours doing nothing but hard thinking about it. I don't have the energy to respond. Through the vibrations of the air across my skin, I can feel her fidgeting. She's gearing up to something. Oh, I don't know. That's probably not where you wanted to go with that. Yep, okay. All right. She is now a hand grenade that is not going to stop exploding. You have pulled the pin. Though I guess if we kind of look at Ichigo here, she's kind of maybe more grenade-like. You know, I feel like she's the one that could be a hand grenade. You just pop the pin off here. And then you toss little Ichigo heads. You could probably make a little video game out of that. Ichi grenade. There you go. I guess, see, that's how video games are made. You just kind of spontaneously talk things out, and suddenly you've got a very dumb idea. Oh, jeez. Oh, just get out. Leave now. She gasps, startled by my blunt admission of my feelings when she's so used to me acting the clown. I don't know, that's a good idea. The door thuds shut with ruthless finality. I don't want to think about anything. Closing my eyes, I lock the door on myself. A full day after Ichigo-kun left my room. You are not doing a very good job of locking that door. I hear the familiar purr of a wicked cat. Oh. Well, hey there. Hey, it's the both of you. Well, look at that. Looks like she's brought her amitié partner along with her. Their loud voices bring me feelings of both relief and irritation. I don't know that, like, these are not the two that I would want to get into, like, some kind of little, some little cat fight with. This might not be the fight you want to pick, Yuzu. You seem perfectly fine. Oh, hey. Oh, seems more serious than I thought. As I continue staring up at the ceiling, I sense her approach the bed and examine my face. The wholesome scent of the chicken broth mingling with the zing of ginger and onion whets my appetite. There you go! She'll do it too! She's that earnest! The idea of giving in to hunger at a time like this pisses me off. You can tell she's being serious now. She's trying to throw on her meanest, deepest voice possible. I'm not hungry, I say, as my stomach screams. I can sense her discomfiture. Yagaki-kun addresses me next. Yeah, if you don't eat, you'll end up depressed. Wouldn't want you to be depressed now, would we, Yuzu? Can't have Yuzu being depressed. That would be the worst thing to ever happen. She sounds like she's admonishing a child. But I don't want to talk about anything, let alone do anything. Oh, there you go! Somebody else just throwing that name out. There it is. Y'all done nuked your chances. It's over. You're out. Ejected. In baseball terms that Ms. Yaigaki seems to adore so much, she has just struck out. Or would this be more like a pop out? It just feels to be like a pop fly to center. I don't know. I think mentioning Narine's name is probably absolutely strikeout material. Oh, here it comes. Sharp as ever, she's hazarded a pretty good guess. Oh, she got suspended? Okay. Oh, maybe now you're about to strike out. Now you're pushing it. Right. She's absolutely right. But you see, I told my best friend how I felt about her. Then I rebounded with Ringo-kun, and then she went out and exhibited that damn self-sacrificial streak of hers again. Stupid as it may be, I still love her. Who the hell even am I? Why is everything I do so half-assed? I tried to resolve the werewolf of the bell tower incident without tipping the scales either way. The whole thing was just a half-hearted attempt to try and look good in front of everyone. Oh, jeez. You are such a terrible liar. I mean, I don't know. I think she's kind of right to feel exasperated here. Like, this is the part where, like, the mask is kind of coming off. It's just like, dude, do you know what I have to do on a day-to-day basis to keep my wits about me, to be everything everybody else wants? And, like, this is like, I feel like this is kind of an admission of just being really freaking tired of it. Even though, like, she still really wants to help. She wants to solve this, but at the same time, she's just like, what do you people want from me? Like, this whole game has just been, like, continuous load after load after load. Like, everything is just on this girl's shoulders at all times. Like, this is bound to happen at some point, right? This is, like, the expected result. Yeah, I can see being there. Like, I can see absolutely just becoming an apathetic meatball and just being like, I'm not, like, I've been there. I've done this. Like, I have had times in my life where I've just been so overwhelmed with stuff where it's just like, no, like, I'm done. I'm not doing anything for anybody anymore. Everybody, like, don't nobody ask me for shit. There you go. She does not look happy about this. Like, I don't, like, again, like, the electricity between this girl and this girl. Not, like, I don't know, man. I feel like if anybody's, like, going to be able to spar with Yuzu on this level, it's Erika. Oh, jeez. Her reaction makes me realize, without having to look in a mirror, that I'm sneering nastily. Jeez. She's just not giving in. Again, like, this is like this. You're gonna spar with somebody. Oh, and maybe, like, she even truly feels that way at this point. Maybe, like, again, at some point, you've just gotta shut down. I feel like I hear an inner voice asking me, really? Yeah, I understand that. Wheels squeak ominously bat-like. The palpable sense of anger in the room grows distant. Jesus Christ! Oof. She just spit that one out. Erika dropping bars over here. Christ. I am so glad the word contemptible exists. It describes you to a T. That is... I think that that's the most vitriol we've ever seen come from her. It's... Oof. God, I just felt that. The way, like, the voice actress just spit that line out, too. Just, it literally felt like somebody spitting on someone. Like, just listen to that line, man. God, it's just bravo. Bravo to the acting there. Just that was just we've heard Erica, you know, kind of angry, you know, kind of upset. I've not heard her just spit pure venom like that before though. Jeez. 2 outs. I mutter, showing her a modicum of respect by using the lingo of the sport Yaigaki-kun so loves. I drove away Ichigo-kun, and now I've spurned Yaigaki-kun. There's another girl who'll probably come by, so I can make it a third. Oh. Suo, huh? Oh, that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. My lips curl unpleasantly as my eyelids slide closed again. Is she gonna? A knock comes, and slowly I open my eyes. Night must have fallen at some point as I lay there, eyes closed but not asleep. I squint into the darkness as my retinas adjust to the dim light. He who fights with monsters must take care lest he thereby become a monster. And if you gaze for long into an abyss, the abyss gazes also into you. I think of Nietzsche's famous quote, "Who's peering back at me? Myself or..." My scathing words don't cause so much as a falter in the purposeful steps echoing through the darkened room. Yep! Alright. What's she gonna do? What's this girl got up her sleeve? Like, this feels like big old test time for Suo. Like, you are coming up against quite the immovable object here. Suo Shirahane speaks. Her presence is so faint, she could be alive or dead for all I know. But I can tell that she's staring at me appraisingly, like a ghost hovering over me, impossible to ignore. Oh. She's in. But like, what's Yuzu gonna say? It's like, yeah, good job, I guess. Nice job. Best of luck. The fearful tinge to her words causes me, for the first time, to turn my gaze away from the ceiling and to the specter of Neri, and toward my visitor. Her form, shrouded in darkness, is so stunningly beautiful it sends a shiver down my spine. Even when I am at my most apathetic and awful, goddamn, is this girl a fucking snack. It's a beauty that even under normal circumstances shakes loose treasured hidden childhood memories in those who see it. Now, standing by my bed in the gloom, it's so overwhelming that it tugs at my very soul. The girl whose beauty could pull anyone out of even the deepest pit of apathy. She's both criticizing me and attempting to get a rise out of me, just like Yaigaki-kun did. Suo-kun's jet black orbs remain pinned on me as she opens her luscious lips again. I cannot. Like, dude, I cannot get over. Even during this serious, apathetic episode where this girl is just done. Suo's beauty trumps all. It's just absolutely insane. What a man's. I love visual novels, dude. I don't know what to tell you. You're making her sound like she's dead. The darkness deepens around my morbid joke, only heightening the ghastly beauty she emanates. It's so choice to just focus so hard on how beautiful Suo is, how shining she is. But then again, maybe that's what we're going for here. Maybe that's the point. Maybe the fact that Yuzuriha is so deep in this hole that, like, we now have a girl who at some point in this story could have become this despondent, and was at a certain point, has kind of pulled herself up and charged forward in a way that, like, she is a shining beacon of light. Like, she is someone to be admired for the strength that she is exhibiting right now. And Yuzuriha has obviously seen herself in Suo in the past, but, like, the Suo that she saw herself in, just, like, Suo just isn't 100% that person anymore. Those things are still there. I think that softness, that timidity is still there. But I think, like, what Yuzu sees now, like, it kind of makes sense now that we're focusing on this beauty aspect, I think, because I don't think that, like, we're talking actual physical beauty here. Though, I mean, we are, but I think it's more like the metaphorical sense in that, like, this girl has, like, slugged her way through all of the shit that life just threw at her over the span of the last 2 seasons, and now, like, look at the position she's in. Like, she has now literally, like, climbed her way to the top of the heap to claim what, like, you know, is hers. However, that is a deep, deep question. That's one that, like, man, that one's tough for me. Anyway, I'm gonna say it's probably her mom. There's no flash of anger, nor any biting retort. She merely asks me a question. Perhaps the aura surrounding her has rubbed off on me too, as I answer honestly. Mom, why'd my hand grow this way? Sorry. We have that in common. Yep, I know that question. The same question I too had been unable to ask. The words my father had said in my mother's stead. Silence descends once again. The gusting wind is stopped, replaced by faint but audible sobbing. Even as a child, she knew, in her wisdom, that her mother feared voicing those words in case
that only made their inevitable parting harder.
八代先輩、あなたはまだ手が届くところにいるのです。尋ねたら答えてくれるところに。
She speaks softly, like a mother addressing her small child.
小見門ねりねは高坂まゆりです。あなたが助けてあげなくてどうするんですか？僕は
I've driven away Ichigo-kun and spurned Yaigaki-kun, and now Suo-kun too.
スリーアウトにはしませんよ。
Oh, damn. This is new determined Suo talking now. This is hardened, seasoned over, 6 or 7 months of really putting in the work to make herself a stronger person speaking. So it's like, you ain't getting out of this. I'm not leaving. You're not gonna drive me off. There's nothing so mean that you could say to me that I would walk out of here right now.
エリカさんからも頼まれているんです。しょげている先輩の私の
Kind of fun to
くれって。
kind of fun to have Suo drop a curse every now and again. Tears well up in my eyes. She's reaching out to me across the gulf I've opened up. Right. Narine Komikado was always there to save me.
ねえ、スオ君。はい。君の話してくれた話。
Oh, this song again, dude. You can't do this to me. Stop!
言えなかった言葉があることを。
And so I tell her. I tell her how my father frequently moved around for work. Even when I did make friends, I always had to leave them behind. How it led me to becoming gloomy and withdrawn. I tell her how, after becoming a complete coward, I met Narine Komikado at my newest school.
八代先輩が私、僕は君にある種のシンパシーを感じていたのかもしれない。
Neri was my very first best friend. She was always there to look out for me. I tell Suo-kun about the time when I introduced Neri to my convalescing mom, and how, a few months later, her condition gradually worsened until she finally passed away.
そんなことが。そして母の後を追うように小見門ねりねは大病を患い倒れた。長く苦しい闘病生活だった。だが彼女は病に打ち勝った。そして復学した彼女は以前のような快活さは消え失せ、内気な性格へと変わっていた。
Now that she was an introvert, like I had been, people stopped hanging out with her, and she became a target of bullying for the boys in class. Suo-kun frowns, her hands balling into fists. The story seems to be hitting a little too close to home.
僕は今までの消極的な自分でなく、
Ah, there it is.
彼女を守るようなものになろうと決めた。以前の小見門ねりねのような。かつて自分を守ってくれたように。
Yep. I promised myself I would become strong for her sake.
八代先輩、もう大丈夫だ。尻を嫌というほど叩かれたからね。迷いは吹っ切れた。
All right, we're back! We're back! Yuzuriha is so back! With my trademark cynical smile, I tell her to give Yaigaki-kun my thanks.
いちごさんにもです。え？励ましてやってほしいとエリカさんに頼んだのはいちごさんですから。
Everybody cares.
それで次は八重垣くんから君へか。僕は
Really do have some wonderful friends, I finished to myself.
いちごくんにも頼む。 僕はやることができた。
She nods. The ghostly aura is gone, and she's again the fair and pure Suo Shirahane.
大好きな親友の無実を証明してやる。
Let's go! All right. Motivation train, pull into the station. Let's go. Sleep immediately pulls me down into its depths as though it was just waiting for Suokun to leave. I barely slept in the days following the meeting in Iznik. Sleep now takes me like I've slipped from a cliff and am falling endlessly into a deep ravine below. My heavy lids fall closed, and when they open again, it's to gentle sunlight and a mind that's as perfectly clear as the day's cloudless sky. First things first, I ask myself what I need to do. Prove Narine Komikado's innocence. I now see the truth, a truth previously obscured by fog. Also, my true feelings, free from lies, revealed to me after my encouragement from my friends.
まずは何をすべきか。
Should I urge Neri to take back her previous confession and admit that she's not actually the culprit? No, that won't work. I'm well aware that she's the kind of person who refuses to budge an inch once she's made up her mind about something. Then, should I turn in the real perpetrator?
これもノーだ。
So let's think about the simplest solution. Because I mean, the real perpetrator, it has to be Ichigo, right? I don't know, like, I don't know who else it could be. If there's like an actual perpetrator, it has to be Ichigo. And like, maybe it was an accident. Like, it wasn't something meant, but maybe like they thought that like, if one of them ended up injured, that it would read that way. So they made like a pact to be like, all right, we're gonna make up this dumb story. So that's my call. I think that like it was an accident. Ichigo probably like tailed Ringo to the chapel or something, and she got spooked. And like she fell, twisted her ankle, and it was like, oh God, if people know that you're injured, it's gonna come back on me. And even Ringo probably saw that and was like, well, we just make up a story. And as for how Narine gets pulled into that, I think she knows too. And since she blames herself for a lot of all of this kind of domino affecting, it's kind of where we're at now. So let's think about the simplest solution. I need to prove in Iznik before all the members of the Council of Nikaya that Narine Komikado didn't do it.
レディが犯人でないと証明し、真犯人を隠し通す。
That's gonna be tricky. Now that I've put it into words, that sounds pretty freaking hard, revealing the truth while simultaneously maintaining a lie. Still, hard is not the same thing as impossible. Plus,
名探偵に真実の尻は炙るの。
oh damn. All right, let's go. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. Let's go. We're gonna go full ham on investigating. Let's go. I already know who I'm going to ask. I'm convinced that she can solve even the most vexing puzzles.
すまないね。生徒会選挙もあるのに。
Yep. I apologize to the sleuth I've singled out for the task.
構いません。
She does not mind at all. Today, the sweet, willowy Suo-kun responds brightly, a far cry from the ghastly apparition I encountered the night before.
頼まれたとはいえ、私が八代先輩のお尻を叩いたのですもの。最後までお付き合いします。
What a good friend. What an amazingly good friend.
悪い噂のある上級生とつるんでいると、選挙に影響が出るかもしれないよ。
I literally don't think she cares. Instead of brushing it off, she looks me straight in the eye.
この件が片付いたら以前と変わりない学院生活に戻る
This girl's not jumping into a fire that she doesn't know that she doesn't think she can't control. That's kind of like where we're at.
大した自信だな
She's like a different person to the girl who arrived here in the spring.
それに頼ってもらえたのが私で嬉しいんです最近エリカさんと仲良しだったので事件解決を
I mean, to be honest, I kind of thought that's where she might go at first too. Like when I saw the word detective, I thought maybe, but nah, Suo absolutely makes more sense in this instance. The way she looks up at me, cheeks flushed, throws me off balance.
やはり頼りになるのは我が師だからね一緒に頑張りましょう
Nodding exaggeratedly to cover the way her innocent smile has set my heart racing a mile a minute, I tell her that I'll fill her in on what happened at Iznik on the way.
そうだったのですか自ら犯人だ
Yeah, pretty messed up, huh?
ああネリーには以前鐘楼のルーガルー事件の捜査の進捗を話して聞かせたことがあったんだ二階屋の会の皆さんは納得させられるほど細かく事件について書かれたまるで犯人にしかわからないことのようにそうだ
I grimace at my own blunder. Suo-kun pokes me between my furrowed brows and laughingly tells me not to pull faces.
大丈夫です簡単な話ですよ
Well, okay. I'm much more relieved.
何をつまりコミカド先輩のアリバイを崩せばいいってことですよね
With a charming smile, she goes on to add that everyone has a weakness.
リンゴさんが襲われたとされる11時半
Oh, we're doing like real detective work now.
を突き止めましょう不在の証明
With a murmured, first of all, Suo-kun holds up her index finger she's removed from her forehead.
コミカド先輩の網邸の方に
Ah, that's a good point. That's a good place to start. It makes logical sense to start with the girl who shares a room with Neri. It wasn't 11:30 in the morning that Ringo and I arranged to meet. It was in the dead of night, when most people would be sleeping. And so her roommate should be able to help us. Suo-kun uses her lunch break to go and speak to Neri's amitié partner. Cursing myself for my pariah status, I'm impatiently waiting for her to return when...
お待たせしました
What you got? Good news? Spotting me loitering in a corner of the corridor, my teacher hurries over to me and hands me a paper bag. Oh?
これは
We got evidence?
お昼取っていないと思
Oh, okay.
軽食ですけどどうぞさすが和菓子は気が利くね手軽に食べられるなら
There it is again. I could also murder a BLT right now.
ブリトーです
A burrito, though? Yo, burritos are good.
だから食べられるっていいですよね私大好きなんです
I don't know. I've had burritos before where you bite into it and then like gush of cheese just flies out of the damn thing. Oops. I shouldn't have mentioned sandwiches. I pull the burrito out of the bag. The freshly made tortilla wrap reminds me of a crepe, although it's not as soft and floppy. Soft and floppy. Words are just fun to read together, I think.
早く食べないと冷めてしまいますよ
Burritos take a while to get cold. It'll be fine.
そうだね
Looks like she's not gonna spill the deets unless I eat. She ain't gonna spill them deets unless I eat. No deets unless you eat. Why? What am I doing? I chomp down hurriedly on the burrito, eager to hear her information as soon as possible. A generous coating of cheese encases the big sausage and salsa nestled within. One bite carries with it the satisfying texture and juicy flavor of the meat mingled with the tang of the salsa sauce. It's delicious!
ブリトーはあまり食べ慣れていないが、こいつはいけるね。トルティーヤのもちもちした食感がいいですよね。私はクリスピーを挟んだものが好きなんですけど、なかったのでソーセージにしてもらいました。いや、実にうまい。サンドイッチからこっちにくら替えも考えてしまうよ。
Yo, a BLT. Burrito LT, dog! I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure that I've had a BLT burrito before. Like, I couldn't tell you 100%, but that feels like something that I have made before. During the days I spent lounging in my room, I didn't eat a single proper meal. Maybe because of that, I demolished the sausage burrito in no time at all, and am soon well into the potato, bacon, and cheese one. Damn! Before I know it, I've gotten through the seafood burrito too, which is a plump steamed shrimp filling. 3 down! And then Suo's standing there just like, dog, you know, like, one of them was mine. Each one had a slightly different sauce, seasoned with black pepper and salt that just kept me munching. Damn, this girl's just like, you are like giving her like nutritional value for like the 3 days she spent not eating. Like, this girl is like, we are loading you up with every calorie I could find in the kitchen. It's a classic onion soup, with onion fried in butter until it's mushy, and a perfect blend of consomme and pepper. Finishing the warm, nourishing soup, I feel like I'm being comforted from the inside out by its pure, no-frills flavor. What a good friend. I muse that if I don't, I'll earn myself a kick in the ass from Yagaki-kun, and she laughs airily. Well, you know, I had planned on eating it, but then somebody, you know, kind of narfled down the whole thing. That's a good point, actually. I should not be surprised that she thought to like have food while kind of conducting an investigation. Yeah, that's real good. When I prompt her to continue, her expression clouds over. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Apparently not. Honestly, I hadn't expected to hear that my rule-abiding friend was wandering the school alone after lights out. Where the hell was she at 11:30 then? Well, that's not good. That timing just doesn't work for us at all. Yeah, that'd have been way too easy of an answer. Like, we would have figured that out pretty fast, I think. If that were the case, we would have been able to disprove her statement with the testimony of her roommate alone. I'm sure that her self-sacrificial decision to admit to the crime was a spontaneous one, and so I'd figured it would be easy enough to poke holes in. Looks like I was wrong.
や何もスオ君を責めているわけじゃない。僕の耳になってくれているんだ。感謝しているよ。
While she's no longer too timid even to speak with older students like she had been back in the spring, she's the same overly sensitive girl.
11時少し前に部屋を出たというなら、目撃者を見つけたいところだ。
Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness?
襲った時刻のちょうどでなくとも少し前もしくは後にコミカド先輩を寄宿舎で見かけたという情報があれば
I just don't know where we're gonna find that. I feel like that's information that would have come up at some point now. Like if that was going to be a vital piece of information, that would have come up by now.
ああ、僕は寮長やスタッフに話を聞いてみる。スオ君は夜更かしをしそうな生徒から聞き込みを頼むよ。
She nods and promptly sets off toward the dining hall. After watching her go, I myself hurry to dorm Mother Katabami's room. We're gonna come up empty, aren't we? The lunch break isn't long enough for us to talk to everyone we need to, so we end up dedicating our free time after classes to it too.
すまない。待たせてしまったようだね。
Kept you waiting, huh?
いえ私も今来たところですから
Our small talk before we discuss our progress reminds me of my trysts with Ringo.
学院教諭、スタッフに話を聞いてみたが空振りだった。見回りをしている片上寮長には期待していたが、こちらも見かけていないそうだ。
No such luck.
そうですか私もリッカさんやイチゴさんのつてで上級生の方たちにも話を聞きましたがいやコミカド先輩を見かけ
I would say that, you know, it's impossible for a whole-ass teenager to disappear, but we somehow were able to do that back in the spring very easily.
うまくいかないものだな。犯人でない証拠を見つけるのがこんなに大変だとは思わなかった。
My shoulders slump at the realization that it would be easier simply to give up the real culprit.
コミカド先輩の名誉を取り戻すため真犯人の名を挙げることはできないのですよね
Suo-kun asks me earnestly. I force a wry smile to my face.
そいつは無理な注文だ。それができるのなら初めからやっている。
ですよね
Like Nettie, Suo-kun must have figured out who the real werewolf is, which is exactly why she's helping me.
動機で崩すことはできない使った凶器などもない確か聖堂前の通路の土には足跡がなかったのですよね
ああ、
I can tell that her brain is whirring, cycling through deductions and refutations inside that little head of hers.
やはり不在の証明をコミカド先輩が日記をつけてくれているなら話は早いのですけど
それだ。
え？
どうして今の今まで気づかなかったのだろう。
Well, there you
子
go!
供の頃からずっと
All
日
right,
記をつけてい
so we
た。
just got to do a great big diary heist. We know somebody that can pick locks. Let's go. We're going to siphon filter this shit. We're going to splinter cell this shit. It's definitely not siphon filter. You don't want to siphon filter this shit because Gabe Logan's answer to everything is literally just shoot somebody in the head. I tell her that she never misses a day. Suo-kun claps her hands together delightedly at this hope of finding proof that Nettie wasn't at the scene of the crime.
それじゃあ日記を
無理やりに奪うという
No.
話だ。
Not like we're an official investigation here. We can't go in with badges and say, Council of Takai, official business. Give us your shit.
リズニックでみんなの前でネリーが犯人でないと知らしめるためには有無を言わさぬ証拠と迅速さが必要だ。
電撃戦のように反証させるいとまを与えてはいけない
She nods. If Nettie realizes we have her diary, that'll give her the opportunity to at least come up with a plausible story to the contrary. Like in a card game, it'll be paramount that we keep our hand hidden.
部屋に忍び込むにしてもネリーは自室で謹慎中。
Oh, that's
顔を合わせずに
gonna be even trickier. And there's no way her roommate's gonna try and smuggle that out.
食事中
But
実質へ夕食は
she comes to the dining hall for prayers. Okay, boom. All right. Strike while the iron's hot. I didn't know this since I haven't been attending mealtimes myself recently. The reason for her suspension still isn't public knowledge, so I can only imagine the stares of curiosity she's been getting. The thought makes my blood boil.
確かに話通りなら夕食時に部屋は無人になる。
Well, we have ourselves a little lockpicker, don't
部屋を出
we?
る時に鍵をかけるだろうしね。
鍵
She murmurs the words, a smile playing across her lips that's at odds with her furrowed brow. The strange shift in her expression has me asking her what the deal is.
鍵がかかっていてもどうにか
There might be a way or a person to wiggle our way around that little issue.
3番もしかしてスオ君が女スパイみたいに
Well.
鍵を開けられるとでも言うのかい？
Her expression remains inscrutable in the face of my joke.
なんとかできる人に心当たりが
I might know a potential criminal. All right, so much as I don't want to do this, and I typically like to try and end on end of scene cards where we get the little flowers, you know, bumpers. I've actually got to go because I've got a lot on my plate today, but I'm glad that I got a chance to kind of sit down and handle a little bit of flowers business this morning. See, my phone's already ringing. That means I got to go to work. So anyway, boy, it's going to be a busy day today. Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by as always. I hope you have a nice rest of your whatever, wherever it is you are, and we will catch you next time. Bye!